Microsoft.
Good morning,
1:06 p.m.
everyone, or good afternoon, everyone, I should say. I hope, first of all, that everybody who listens to this either had a Merry Christmas or celebrated in the ways that they choose to. Our Christmas was pretty good. We watched all of our movies and took 24th and 25th off, and as promised, we are back with another tutorial. Upon request from the developer of TFM, we are not going to be leaving TFM just yet. I had planned on skipping straight into conducting your first flight plan with SimBrief and then going into the flight, but we're going to take a detour and we're going to look at the panels again in way more detail this time around. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive into the panels. If you remember what I said last time, there are plenty of shortcuts for TFM. I recommend looking at the hotkey manager under the help section for more details. Explore the menus, explore the interfaces of those menus. You will be glad that you did, but without further ado, let us take a look at the panels. Now, I could access that through the TFM menus. Would be really simple to do, but there's an even simpler way to do it. We're going to hit the right bracket key and Control P. Control P is usually for print. This time it is for panels. So right bracket, Control
Panels
P.
window, cockpit panels preview, overhead collapse 1 of 5, level 1.
So we have one of 5 different panels, and they are the overhead, as you just heard.
Glare shield collapse 2 of 5, level 1. Forward 3 of 5, level 1. Lower forward 4 of 5, level 1. Control stand 5 of 5, level 1.
Now, in the 77, there will be more of these main panels, and we're going to take a look at the overhead. We're going to go through all of these because some of these things behave in different ways. So let's take a look.
Overhead collapse 1 of 5, level 1.
At the overhead panel, we're going to expand with the right arrow and collapse with the left arrow. This is a standard tree view. You are familiar with tree views, I hope, in File Explorer and many other applications. But this is a tree view, so we're going to expand it with the right arrow.
Expanded.
We're going to go down.
Level 2 electrical 1 of 17.
Electrical. This is where you do things like power up your airplane, among other things. So let's hit the tab key to actually go into the panels.
Power grouping expanded, Control E.
Power grouping expanded. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means that you can have multiple groups of switches and knobs in here, and you can hide or unhide them to your preference, depending upon what you want to access. So, if I want to collapse this, I just hit space.
Collapsed.
And
Cockpit panels preview.
I can shift tab and tab again.
Power grouping collapse, Control E.
Control E is the keystroke to get to power.
DC power grouping collapse, Control E.
DC power is collapsed.
AC power grouping collapse, Control Shift A.
AC power is collapsed.
Generators grouping collapse, Control G.
Generators is collapsed.
APU generators grouping collapse, Control P.
APU generators is collapsed.
IDGS grouping collapse, Control I.
IDGS is collapsed.
Annunciators grouping collapse, Control N.
And annunciators. These are generally lights, but they are good to look at. So, how do we access, then, the information that we want to access?
Power grouping collapse, Control E.
Well, I moved back to the power grouping with Control E, and I'm going to expand it by pressing space.
Expanded.
And I'm going to hit the tab key.
Battery charging toggle button not pressed.
Battery charging toggle button not pressed. If I hit this button, the battery will turn on, and we will get some power to the plane. I'm not going to hit it yet. We will get there. Have patience, young piloting students. We will get there. Going to hit the tab key again.
Ground power available toggle button not pressed.
Ground power available. These two buttons will give power to your plane very quickly. We're going to hit the tab button again.
Cabin utility toggle button pressed.
Cabin utility turns on the cabin lights and things like that, I'm pretty sure. I'm sure the developer of TFM will correct me if I am wrong. Ground power is what your plane is connected to when it is at a gate. There will get to be a point where you will turn on what we call the APU, and get away from ground power, but we are not there yet. So we're going to hit tab again.
IF toggle button pressed.
IF, I am not sure what that is for. Again, I fly the planes. I do not know them in and out. Would probably be useful for me to know all of these things, but I am not here to describe to you every button and every switch. I'm here to show you how to navigate these interfaces. We're going to hit the tab key.
Standby power on combo box battery collapsed.
Standby power is a drop down and it is on battery. So obviously we could switch this if we wanted to.
Expanded. Battery free of free. Auto not selected 2 of free.
Auto
Off not selected 1 of free.
and off.
Auto battery free of free.
We're going to switch it back to battery and press tab. Standard combo box. I'm not going to explain how to navigate a combo box because you should see combo boxes every day.
Off not selected 1 of free. Auto not select battery free of free. Standby power on combo box battery. Bus transfer toggle button pressed.
Bus transfer. There are power buses and things like that. This is what we're referring to.
DC power grouping collapse control D.
And we are going to control
grouping
E,
expanded, collapse.
collapse, and
DC power
control
grouping
D
collapse control D.
to go to DC power, direct current.
Expanded.
We're going to expand that.
DC meter combo box battery collapsed.
The DC meter is also set to battery, and the battery is off right now.
DC amp set at red only blank.
We have no amps,
Blank.
but you could see how much amperage your DC voltage, your DC power was using or set to.
DC volt set at red only blank.
Voltage.
AC power grouping collapse control shift A.
And we're at
DC
AC
power grouping
power.
collapse. AC power grouping collapse control shift A.
And I'm going to
Generators group AC power grouping collapse control expanded.
expand AC power.
AC meter combo box ground power collapsed.
Ground power is set to AC. Well, that makes sense. Alternate current is going to come from your main power source. So that makes sense.
AC amp set at red only blank.
AC
volt set at red
amps
only
and
blank.
volts are empty at this point because we've got no power going to anything. There's not really a lot to look at when you have no power going to any of your instruments or panels.
Generators grouping collapse control G.
Generators.
Expanded.
Let's expand that.
Left on button.
Left on button. I could hit this and nothing's going to happen because, again, no power.
Left off button.
Left off.
Right on button.
Right
off
on.
button.
Right off.
APU generators grouping collapse control P.
APU
expanded.
generators. I'll just expand those with space.
Left on button.
Left
Left
on.
off button.
Left
Right on
off.
button.
Right on.
Right off button.
Right
IDGS
off.
grouping collapse control expanded.
IDGS.
IDG1 connected toggle button pressed.
IDG1 is
IDG2
connected.
connected toggle button pressed.
It says that both of these are connected because, of course, ground power.
Annunciators grouping collapse.
You'd have to disconnect them in order to get set for alternate sources of power. So, there you have it. Let's
expanded.
look at the
Electrical
annunciators.
annunciators list. Battery charging not selected 1 of 29. Ground power available 2 of 29. Standby power on 3 of 20. Drive 1 connected 4 of 29. Drive 2 connected 5 of 29.
Those are the DC, the things we just looked at.
APU generator on bus 6 of 20. Left generator on bus 7 of 20. Right generator on bus 8 of 20. Bus transfer 1 on 9 of 20. Bus transfer 2 on 10 of 20. TR unit on 11 of 20. Source 1 on 12 of 20. Source 2 on 13 of 29. DC hot battery bus on 14 of 20. DC hot battery switch bus off 5. DC battery bus off 16 of DC standby bus off 17. DC bus 1 off 18
Yes,
of 20.
these are
DC bus 2
all
off 19
of
of
the
29.
direct current buses.
DC ground service bus off 20 of 29.
And of course they're all
AC
off.
transfer bus 1 off 21 of AC transfer bus 2 off 20.
But
AC
all
ground
of
service
these
bus 1
are
off
off.
23 of 29. AC ground service bus 2 off 20. AC main bus 1 off 25. AC main bus 2 off 26. AC alley bus 1 off 20. AC alley bus 2 off 20. AC standby bus off 29.
All of these are off because there's no power.
Search for panels at F2 blank.
Now, let's say, for example, here's a cool little feature that was added. Let's say, for example, that we don't know where something is. Let us look for, I don't know, let's look for something, let's look for GPWS. Why not? Whoops.
GP.
I reversed those letters. GPWS. I'm going to press enter.
Cockpit panels preview level 1 lower forward 1 of 1.
Lower forward. We'll explore that. But what if I tab here?
GPWS controls grouping expanded control G. GPWS flap inhibit normal toggle button pressed. GPWS gear inhibit normal toggle button. GPWS terrain inhibit normal toggle. GPWS size test button.
GPWS system test. So I could, when power is on, do a systems test to make sure the GPWSs work. And that is search. I'll hit F2
Search for panels
to
at
go back
F2
to
GPWS
search.
cockpit panels preview lower forward 1 of 1
I
level
will
1.
hit F3 to clear, and it now puts me back into the cockpit panels, focusing me on the lower forward. But we're not going to look at the lower forward.
GPWS cockpit panels preview lower.
We're going to
Overhead collapse 1
actually
of 5 level 1.
go to overhead
Expanded.
and expand it again with F4,
Level 2 electrical 1 of 17.
which clears the search. We're going to go down
ISO 2 of 17 level 2.
to the ISDU.
Fuel 3 of ISO 2 of alignment grouping expanded control M.
This is for your IRS and things like that.
Left mode combo box off collapsed.
Left is
Right
off.
mode combo box off collapsed. Display grouping collapsed control D.
Again, you can set all these.
Annunciators display group expanded display mode combo box TKGS collapsed. Left display edit red only blank. Right display edit red on annunciators grouping collapsed control N. ISO annunciators list GPS off not select left align off 2 of right align off left on DC off right on DC left fault off right fault off left on DC right on DC.
And there you saw that we went through the annunciators.
Search for panels edit F to clear search results cockpit panels preview ISO 2 of 17 level 2.
I'm going to go down again.
Fuel 3 of 17 level 2.
Fuel, this is important.
Forward grouping expanded control F. Left normal pressure toggle button not pressed. Right normal pressure toggle button not pressed.
Normal pressure, if those are enabled, it will set it'll open the fuel valves and make the pressure normal. I am sure that was the case, and you will do that. It's done either during engine start or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but let's continue.
OA toggle button pressed.
OA.
OB toggle button pressed.
OB.
Bleed toggle button not pressed.
There's your bleeds.
Aft grouping collapsed control shift A. Expanded.
Expand it.
Left normal pressure toggle button not pressed.
This is
Right
the
normal
aft
pressure toggle button not pressed.
fuel.
OA toggle button pressed. OB bleed toggle button not center grouping collapsed control C. Expanded.
Aft, left, aft, and center.
Left normal pressure toggle button not pressed. Right
These
normal
are
pressure
all the
toggle button not
different
pressed.
fuel
Cross feed
tanks.
closed toggle button not pressed C.
Cross feed. This is if you want to transfer fuel from one tank to another. This is actually useful sometimes.
Ground fuel transfer toggle button press G.
Ground fuel transfer, that means we're going to be fueled from the ground at this point, and it is checked because this is how we would get fuel otherwise.
Annunciators grouping collapsed control N.
And there's the annunciators.
Search for panels edit clear search results cockpit panels preview fuel 3 of 17.
And now let's go down.
Hydraulics 4 of 17 level 2.
Hydraulics. I know a little something about hydraulics. Let's talk about hydraulics. So what in the blazes is hydraulics? Well, big jumbo jets like this, they can't use cables to use their stabilizer or their rudders or their ailerons or anything like that. They have to use hydraulic fluid. Hydraulic fluid is sent through pumps and through hoses throughout the plane, and whenever a pilot does an input, the hydraulic fluid takes that command and basically transmits it to the panel or the item that the pilot's trying to command and tells it what to do. Hydraulic fluid in some ways acts as a 1 or a 0 in electronic communications. You send 1s and 0s through wires that are then picked up by the machine and translated. Hydraulic fluid acts the same way. As far as airplanes go, it takes your inputs and turns them into commands that the computer or the piece of hardware will use to navigate, is how it was explained on Air Disasters. So if that's wrong, don't blame me, blame Air Disasters, it's all their fault. Without hydraulic fluids, you are history. Alright? Only one plane has managed to land without hydraulics, and that was a cargo plane in 2003. Watch that episode of Air Disasters to see what I mean. Several other planes have had to try, and the most famous or infamous of that was not successful at all. But anyways, on to hydraulics. Let's tab.
Engine pumps grouping expanded control E.
This is the engine pumps.
Engine 1 normal pressure toggle button pressed.
Normal pressure, that's good. We like normal, okay? We like normal pressure when it comes to our hydraulic system. We like normal pressure in fuel, but particularly in hydraulics.
Engine 2 normal pressure toggle button pressed.
Alright, these look good.
Electric pumps grouping collapsed control shift E. Expanded.
We can expand the electrical pumps.
Electric 1 normal pressure toggle button not pressed.
Now these are not pressed, obviously, and they're not showing as they're working because, well, they're not working. We have no power. We have no power going through the planes. The engines have not started, so therefore there's no hydraulic pressure or no hydraulic fluid going through the pumps.
Electric 2 normal pressure toggle button not
These
pressed.
are perfectly normal readings under this this situation.
Annunciators grouping collapsed control N.
And there's your
Search for panels
annunciators.
clear search results button F full cockpit panels preview hydraulics 4 of 17 level 2.
Let's go down again.
Lights 5 of 17 level 2.
Lights. There are lots of lights in here. Let's go through and let's let there be light for a little bit.
Landing grouping expanded. Control L.
landing
Collapsed.
lights.
Exterior grouping collapsed. Control E. Landing grouping
Exterior.
collapsed. Control L. Expanded. Taxi toggle button not pressed.
Taxi.
Logo toggle button not pressed. Position.
Logo.
Combo box steady collapsed.
Position is steady.
Anti-collision toggle button not pressed. Wing toggle button not pressed. Wheel well toggle button not pressed.
Wheel
well
well.
toggle button. Interior grouping collapsed. Control I.
Interior.
Annunciators grouping collapsed. Control A.
So
Search for panels edit F2.
cabin lights, all those things. All those things are right here. You can flip them on and off at your leisure. And if you're following checklists.
Clear search results button. Cockpit panels. Landing grouping. Cockpit panels. Engine 6 of 17 level 2.
We're going to go to the engines now. This is the part that everybody likes to get to before they do everything else.
Left engine grouping collapsed. Control L.
Left
Expanded.
engine. Let's expand that. Let's go back inside the plane.
Left engine start. Combo box off collapsed.
And left engine start is off, obviously, because, well, we've got no power, so therefore we cannot start the engines. And we have no fuel, so we cannot start the engines.
Left fuel control. Combo box cut off collapsed.
Cut off.
Right engine grouping expanded. Control R.
And the
Collapsed.
right engine.
Ignition grouping collapsed. Control I.
Ignition.
Expanded. Ignition. Combo box both collapsed.
Both.
EEC grouping collapsed. Control E. Expanded.
EEC.
Left EEC toggle button pressed.
And I'm just expanding these as I go.
Right EEC toggle button pressed. Annunciators grouping collapsed. Search for panels edit F2
There's the
land.
annunciators, which are collapsed. You can read
Clear
those
search
at
results.
your,
Cockpit panels preview. Engine 6 of 7. ABU 7 of 17 level 2.
APU, the ground power unit, and the
ABU.
APU, which is basically the system that powers the plane in flight or while it's in the air. The APU is the generator that keeps everything going.
Press twice to start ABU button.
Press twice to start. I'm not going to start it because we are not connected to ground
Stop
power.
ABU button.
We can stop it.
EGT edit red only 32F.
32 degrees. 32F is what the EGT is set
Annunciators
to.
grouping collapsed. Control
We
N.
have
Search for panels edit. Clear search
and
result.
we're
Cockpit
back
panels
to-
preview. ABU wipers 8 of 17 level 2.
We've got wipers.
Left wiper combo box park collapsed.
It's set to park. I could turn these on if it were raining or.
Right wiper combo box park collapsed.
Search
Search for panels edit F2. Clear
and
search
of
results.
course,
Cockpit
that's all
panels
there is
left wiper
there.
cockpit observer ACP. Boris audio works 9 of
Observer
17 level.
ACP Boris Audio Works. If you have the Boris Audio Works pack, we are able to control the settings from.
Headset simulation off toggle button not hydraulic pump sound off toggle button not pressed. New notification from Memreda to Memreda to memory.
We are able
Pressed.
to
Hydraulic pump sound on. Passenger chatter off
control
toggle button not pressed. Passenger chatter on. Search for panels edit. Hydraulic headset simulation cockpit panels preview.
those things. I did turn on a couple of settings because I like to hear certain
Nav
things.
display source 10 of 17 level 2.
Nav display source,
VHF source combo box normal collapsed. IRS source combo box normal collapsed.
IRS, VHS,
FMC source combo box normal
FMC
collapsed.
source.
Display source combo box
All
auto
of the
collapsed. Control panel
displays
source combo box normal.
are normal. Control
Search for
panel
panels edit.
source is
Clear search
normal.
cockpit panels preview.
Everything
Anti-ice
is
11 of
set.
17 level 2.
Anti-ice.
Window heat switches grouping expanded. Control W.
This is where your window heat and stuff is.
Left side off toggle button not pressed.
Left side
Left
off.
forward off toggle button not pressed.
Left forward.
Right forward off toggle button not pressed.
Right forward.
Right side off toggle button not
Right
pressed.
side.
Window heat test grouping collapsed. Control shift T. Expanded.
heat
Test
test.
OVHT button. Test PWR button. Probe heat grouping collapsed. Control P. Probe heat A toggle button not pressed. Probe heat E toggle. Wing anti-ice grouping collapsed. Control shift. Wing anti-ice toggle button not pressed. Engine anti-ice grouping collapsed. Control E. Engine 1 toggle button not pressed. Engine 2 annunciators grouping collapsed. Control N.
Now, if you're flying through cold weather and
CWB Claire Hamilton transmits.
and for some reason you have your simulator set to, ice has effects on your plane, turn on your anti-ice features. They will really, it's anti-ice. It's going to keep ice from getting on your wings and on your engines. You don't want ice to be a problem while you are flying.
Search for panels at clear searchers. Cockpit panels. Window heat. Cockpit. Pressurization 12 of 17 level 2.
Pressurization. This is an important
Pressurization
one.
mode. Combo box auto collapsed.
There is a well-known
CWB Claire
case.
Hamilton.
There is a well-known case of a flight in Greece where the maintenance person forgot to flip the pressurization switch to auto. This meant that the cabin was not pressurized so that the passengers could breathe. I don't need to state any more than that for you to determine what must have happened in that situation. Pressurization, highly important. Without oxygen, we don't need to talk about that.
Flight altitude edit land.
Flight altitude, this is part of that.
Landing altitude edit land.
Landing altitude.
Outflow valve. Combo box neutral collapsed.
Outflow valve is neutral.
Altitude horn cutout button.
Altitude horn cutout. It's not going to play right now because, again, there's no power.
Search for panels edit F. Clear search result. Cockpit panels. Pressurization. Cockpit. Air systems 13 of 17 level 2.
Air systems.
Bleed air grouping expanded. Control B. Collapsed. Packs grouping collapsed. Control P.
Packs.
Recirculate packs group. Expand left pack. Combo box off collapsed. Right pack. Combo box off
Of
collapsed.
course, these are your air conditioning systems. They are
Recirculation.
off
Expand left recirc fan
because
toggle button pressed.
the
Right recirc
fans
fan
are
toggle button.
also
Equipment cooling
off.
grouping collapsed. Control E. Expand equip cooling supply toggle button pressed. Equip cooling exhaust toggle button pressed. Annunciators grouping collapsed. Search for clear search cockpit panels preview. Air
Looks
flight
good.
controls 14 of 17 level 2.
Flight controls.
Controls grouping expanded. Control C.
We will see some of these controls later.
Collapsed.
But I'll have a
Annunciators
look.
grouping collapsed. Control A. Control. Expand left spoiler on toggle button. Right spoiler on top. Flight control A. Combo box on flight control B. Combo beyond amber off toggle button not pressed. Alternate flaps arm off toggle button not pressed. Alternate flaps position. Combo box off collapsed. Annunciators grouping collapsed. Control search for clear search results. Cockpit panels preview. Flight oxygen 15 of 17 level 2.
Oxygen.
Passenger masks off toggle button not pressed.
We can turn on the passenger masks here.
Left oxygen test button.
We can do
Left emergency mask button.
we can do left tests, oxygen
Right
test,
oxygen test button. Right emergency mask button.
test emergency
Oxygen
masks.
annunciators list. Passenger oxygen. Search for panels edit. Clear search for cockpit. Passenger masks off toggle
So
button.
you can
Cockpit
do
panel.
you can play with the oxygen buttons here.
Su 16 of 17 level 2.
The
Su PSEU.
PSEU, which
Annunciators
is
grouping
the
expanded control N. Cockpit panel. CVR 17 of 17 level 2.
the CVR, the cockpit voice recorder.
Flight recorder toggle button not pressed.
It's off, obviously, because the engines are not on. You can shut this off. Legally, you're not allowed to, but again, you can
CVR test button. CVR erase button.
test the CVR. You can erase the CVR. Don't do that. Just don't do it.
CVR annunciators list. Flight search for panels edit. Clear search results. Cockpit panels preview. CVR set level 1 glare shield collapse 2 of
And we're
level 2.
gonna
Level 1 overhead
collapse
expanded 1 of
the
5. Level 2
overhead and open up the glare shield.
level 2 electrical 1 of 17. Level collapsed. Glare shield expanded. Level 2 warnings 1 of 2.
Warnings.
Left caution off button. Right caution off button. Left fire off button. Right fire off button. Annunciators grouping collapsed. Search for clear search result. Cockpit panels preview. Warning. FS2 of 2 level 2.
And the
Altimeter edit
FS
red only 829.9. Standard button S.
standard.
Mode inches toggle button not
mode
search for panels edit.
inches,
Clear search
yep.
cockpit panels. Altimeter edit red only. Cockpit level 1 forward 3 of 5.
We have forward.
Lower forward 4 of 5 level 1. Forward main controls grouping expanded control M. Nose wheel steering toggle button pressed. Display test grouping collapsed control shift E. Expand cockpit lights. Combo box right collapse. Captain disengage test. Combo box off collapsed. FO disengage test. Combo box off speed reference grouping collapsed control S. Annunciators grouping collapsed control speed reference expand speed reference combo box auto collapsed. Fuel flow combo box rate collapsed. Annunciators grouping collapsed control A. Expand forward annunciators list. Stab out of trim off not selected 1 of 22.
Stabilizer out of trim off.
Anti-skid in off 2 of 22.
Anti-skid.
Speed brake arms off 3 of 20. Speed brake extended off 4 of
Speed
22.
brake extended.
Auto brake disarm off 5. Do not arm speed brake off. Captain below GS off 7 of 22. FO below GS off 8 of nose gear transit off 9 of 20. Left gear transit off 10. Right gear transit off nose gear locked off. Left gear locked off. Right gear locked off. Red CMDA off 15.
Those are your gears.
Amber CMDA off 6. Red CMDB off. Amber CMDB. Red left AT off 19. Red right AT off. Amber left AT off. Amber right AT. Search for panels at clear search cockpit panels. Main controls grouping expanded control M. Nose wheel steering top main cockpit lower forward 4 or 5 level 1.
Lower forward, we are almost done, guys.
Control lower forward GPWS controls grouping expanded control
The
G.
GPWS controls, we looked at that already when we searched for
Cockpit
them.
control stand 5 of 5 level 1.
And the
Engine
control
fire
stand.
controls grouping expanded control E.
This is where we can see
Left engine overheat detection combo box normal collapsed.
If-
Right engine overheat detection combo box normal collapse. Fire detection test combo box neutral collapsed.
we can do fire detection tests. If there is a fire, this is where
Extinguisher test combo box neutral collapsed.
there is an extinguisher.
Left
which
engine
you
fire handle
can-
toggle button not pressed. Turn left button. Turn right button. Right engine fire handle and toggle button not pressed. Turn left button. Turn right button. Abu fire handle and toggle button not turn left button. Turn right button. Engine fire annunciators grouping collapsed. Cargo fire controls grouping collapsed. Control C.
This is your cargo fires, the handles that you would
Cargo fire
turn.
annunciators grouping collapsed. Search for panels edit F2.
And that
Cargo expand forward cargo detection combo box normal collapsed. Aft cargo detection combo box normal collapsed. Forward cargo arm off toggle button not pressed. Aft cargo arm off toggle button not pressed.
the cargo arms, again, if there's a fire, you can
Discharge guard button. Discharge button.
do
Cargo fire annunciators grouping collapsed. Control
all
shift C.
sorts of little things to try and either save your engines or shut them down.
Search for panels edit F. Clear search results button F4.
And that is a look
Microsoft Flight Sim.
at the TFM panels. If we went too fast, I do apologize, but there was a lot in there. I know there was a lot in there. It takes a lot to fly a plane. You know, this isn't getting into your car and driving down the street. You are taking a machine that is several thousand tons actually into the air with fuel and passengers and luggage and everything else. It's a heavy and delicate machine to handle. So for our next tutorial, we are going to make our first flight as a new pilot. We will be looking at the SimBrief website, and I will be giving some things that you need to be aware of before we do. We will make our first flight, and then we will take a flight without ATC to show you how that is done. And we will definitely do that. We will use first officer. We will go through and let him do all of the checklists and things for the flight so that you can see how that works. And then, though, we will hopefully, after those two, if there are any extra things that people want to see, we will add those to a separate series. This has been tutorial number 6 in our journey of flight simulation. Tutorial number 7 will be creating your first flight plan.
Ops 30. Zoom audio. Alt C. Add. Stop. Pause recording. Stop recording.